Near the end of the 2020 campaign, another weapon emerged.
This laptop is a disaster for them. How the hell did he ever let go of this sucker?
Allies of President Trump and supporters in the media promoted incriminating evidence allegedly found on a laptop belonging to Biden.
You've seen the pictures, folks.
It was delivered to the FBI by the owner of a Delaware computer store. You make just one reference to it in the book.
Yeah.
Is that laptop yours?
You don't need the laptop. And I don't know. I truly...
You don't know?
The serious answer is that I truly do not know the answer. But whether or not somebody has my laptop, whether or not I was hacked, whether or not there exists a laptop at all, I truly don't know.
Are you missing a laptop?
Stop it. Get some help.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Jazzbro Gonzo here. Another episode of What's Next. Hope you're all doing well today. For the better part of a year plus, we were told that this thing didn't exist. That this thing was fake news. That this thing was misinformation and disinformation. Well, this thing came up during a rally with then President Donald J. Trump in regards to one Hunter Biden. And why would we bring up Hunter Biden? Well, it turns out that the mysterious laptop that was made up, that didn't exist, was just confirmed by the New York Times. Of course, now we can all rest easy because it's real. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Guess what? We've known it's real for about a year and a half, but they pretty much shut it down to the point of those who would mention it deplatformed, demonetized, shunned off the interwebs. And of course, that pretty much was the kickoff to big tech censoring everybody with a differing of opinion. Yes, if you didn't fit the narrative, you were going to pay for it. And of course, we saw that with Parler getting kicked off the interwebs. But you know who's feeling good right now? The New York Post. Yes, the New York Post, who exposed Hunter for the addict that he is, a man who's in serious need of help, and exposed the laptop with so many goodies that the feds have kept it on the lockdown for almost 2 years. But let's have a read and a chuckle, shall we? This comes out of New York Post. Of course, those are some lovely pictures of Hunter Biden there in his best wares. The reason for the cover-up was simple. Many of the emails to and from Hunter Biden implicated Joe Biden in the international influence peddling business run by Hunter and Joe's brother, Jim Biden. If the whole country knew that Joe Biden was corruptly using his office to help his family cash in, we would now be in a second year of Donald Trump's term. Yes, even with everything that turned out to be the debacle of the coup led by one Lord Farquhar, Trump would have gotten in office. The fact is that 8% of Biden voters told pollsters they would have supported Trump had they known about the bombshell contents of the laptop. But the Times, Facebook, Twitter, CNN, and the deep state couldn't let that happen. They had spent 4 years trying to drive Trump out of office, mostly by falsely alleging that he had colluded with Russia to steal the 2016 election. They were determined he would not get 4 more years. So, as a corollary to their reporting fake news about Trump, when they had real news about Biden family corruption, instead of reporting it and letting users share it on social media, they conspired to bury it. Blame them for Joe Biden's disastrous presidency. And now the Times has the gall to act if they did as they did the heroic digging by claiming Thursday the emails were authenticated by people familiar with them in the investigation. Yes, those fact checkers. Oh, please. Bullshit. Unlike the Times, the Post didn't rely on anonymous sources, saying openly that Rudy Giuliani gave a paper copy of the laptop's hard drive. Giuliani said it came from a repairman in Delaware, which turned out to be fact, whom the Post also interviewed. He said a man who also signed his name as Hunter Biden dropped the laptop off for fixes and never retrieved it. The whole Sword saga is compelling, chronicled in Laptop from Hell, written by the Post colleague Miranda Devine. Yes, Miranda Devine, who's appeared on Tucker Carlson numerous times, especially in the early hours of this laptop bomb dropping. The laptop story is complete with pictures of drug-addled Hunter having sex with prostitutes or explosive on their own, and that was before Tony Bobulinski came into the picture. The former Penn State wrestler and Navy officer was briefly a partner and CEO of a joint venture Hunter set up with a Chinese commies who headed up the energy conglomerate. Bobulinski, in the weeks before November election, publicly authenticated on Tucker some of the most important emails on the laptop because they had his name on them. Among them was one addressed to himself, Hunter, Jim Biden, 2 other associates, on how 5 partners would divide the equity of the new joint venture. That is John Paul Mac Isaac. He is the repairman in Delaware who got his hands on the laptop. 4, including Hunter, would each get 20%, while Jim Biden would get 10. The incriminating email said the additional 10 will be held by H or Hunter for the big guy. And we all know who the big guy is. Bobulinski identified Joe Biden as the big guy, and nobody in the Biden family ever denied it. It would be foolish if they did, because Bobulinski went to the FBI with his information, turned over all his electronic devices. That is presumably part of the endless probe into Hunter that continues. Bobulinski also publicly revealed to me and others in the meeting of May 2017 with Joe Biden and a Chinese deal, said Joe, who had just left the White House as vice president, was fully informed of the details that had been hammered out over the previous 2 years. What the Times going to do about that? Is it now going to spend another 17 months authenticating a new set of emails? Here's an idea. Why doesn't it let Ken Vogel, one of the 3 reporters on Thursday's story, write what he knows? Bobulinski told Vogel the big guy email was authentic in October 2020, but the Times never saw fit to print it. And what the Times is going to do about the email where Hunter complains to his daughter that his father takes half of his income from him, or the one where a partner or other deals. Eric Schran writes that he moves money between Hunter and Joe's checking accounts. So maybe the big guy didn't just lie about ever discussing his son's business. Maybe he was getting a cut all along. As I've written, of course, this is the person who's writing the story. Russia's Vladimir Putin and Chinese Xi Jinping know everything about these deals, including how many millions were wired from the oligarchs and communist-tied companies to bank accounts controlled by the Bidens. They also know what Bidens did with the money, or did for the money, shall I say. Let's ask the White House. What do you think? White House Press Secretary Jen Circleback Psaki, who has the brains of a dolt, didn't even bother to try to defend her past claim that the Post reporting on Hunter Biden laptop was Russia disinformation, after the New York Times belatedly verified emails from the cache. Psaki was asked Thursday, or pressed Thursday, about during her regular briefing about her own misleading remarks about those then candidate Joe Biden. Quote, the New York Times had authenticated emails that appear to have come from a laptop abandoned by Hunter in Delaware. Real Clear Politics reporter Philip Wegman. The president previously said that the New York Post story was about a bunch of garbage and that it was a Russian plant. What does he say now? Psaki, of course, deflected. I point to you to the Department of Justice and also to Hunter Biden's representatives. He doesn't work for the government, she said. The fact of the matter is this, is that what we all knew was true from the very get-go, that Hunter Biden's laptop was real and had information implicating Dementia Joe and could destroy his candidacy for president. Now, like I said earlier in the segment, even with this news, you probably would be looking at another 4 years of Trump, even with the debacle of Lord Farquhar. But for big tech and legacy media to suppress this story, to basically slam the New York Post, which has broken a number of stories over the decades, big name stories, for them to get slammed, for them to go after Parler, which of course led to going after Parler after the January 6th incident, breaking and entering, going after Miss Devine, who printed the story, who initially broke the story on Tucker. To go after her, to go after Tucker, Fox News, any podcast who were bringing this up, that Hunter Biden and his laptop were real and that there is shit in it that could basically have Joe going up Shit's Creek without a paddle. No, we can't have that, can we? No, we cannot have that. But yet you pressed on for 4 years about Trump's bullshit Russia hoax, which that turned out to be. And still, they're still harping about it a year plus after Trump's been out of office. But thank you, New York Times. Thank you for conceding that the emails on this laptop or the laptop really does exist. And now we go to the feds. You've been sitting on this for a year and a plus. So now what are you going to do? Are you going to go to Dementia Boy and say, listen, we're going to have to press charges? Are you going to have Congress? Are you going to have these GOPers? Are you going to have those like Ted Cruz and others say, you know what? We need to have a Senate investigation on Hunter Biden. Now that the New York Times has given his green light, has given the thumbs up, we're going to go after Hunter. At the end of the day, it's dog and pony. It's all bullshit. Nothing's ever going to happen because the damage has been done. And that damage is Joe Biden in the White House. And with that being said, I'm Jasper Gonzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more just like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it. And we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.